Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining this EBSCO Resources Overview for New Jersey State Library, Jersey Clicks. My name is Shayna, and I am a Senior Customer Training Specialist with EBSCO. I'm happy to be presenting today's session on your EBSCO resources. Here's our agenda. We're going to learn how to get the most from your EBSCO resources. We're going to review your EBSCOhost interface that houses many databases that you can search individually or together. We're going to focus on some topic-specific databases, some of the more popular databases that you have access to, including Academic Search, Business Source, and MasterFILE. My objectives are that hopefully by the end of today's session, you'll know how to access your EBSCO databases and interfaces, browse and search content, employ searching strategies, create an EBSCOhost account, and access all of our tutorials, training, and promotional materials, and get help at our support site, which is EBSCO Connect. That's a very easy URL to remember. It's connect.ebsco.com. And there you can access our knowledge base of all things EBSCO related. So if you want to learn more about your databases and interfaces, you can browse our site to access user guides, frequently asked questions, as well as all of our training and promotional tools. And if you need to submit a ticket to our support staff for technical support, you would do that there as well at connect.ebsco.com. Creating an account on Connect allows you to also, in addition to submitting support tickets, you can access our groups, so you can interact with other colleagues that are EBSCO subscribers throughout the country. All right, so that is Connect. Let me exit out of this. Before we jump into your site, actually, let me start at your site and show you at the New Jersey State Library, that's njstatelib.org site. You have a number of resources via Jersey Clicks. We're taking a look at some of those resources listed alphabetically. You'll see some of the EBSCO resources here, like Academic Search, Business Source, and we'll also be accessing MasterFILE today. You can browse these resources at Jersey Clicks alphabetically or by subject. Now, I'm sure that many of you are librarians at specific branches, so you may have these links on your individual library websites, but this is where you can access it at the New Jersey State Library site. So we're going to focus on some key resources. I have a few pages that I want to share with you that introduces or tells you some important information about some of the resources behind these databases. All of these are full text databases. We're taking a look at the Academic Search product page. It gives you exposure to a number of open access journals, resources for academic research, ahead of print titles. Everything has searchable cited references, valuable video content. Over to the top here, you have access to Academic Search Complete, which gives you access to over 3,300 non-open access journals, almost 3,000 peer-reviewed non-open access journals, over 1,000 non-open access journals with no embargo, and active full text, over 2,300 of indexed journals from the Web of Science and Scopus. So that just gives you some insight into that database. We also are going to be taking a look or searching the Business Source database. You have access to Premier, which gives you access to a number of journals listed here. Okay. These are some great product pages that summarize the types of information you'll find within each of these databases. And then, of course, everyone is familiar with MasterFILE. That gives you access to over 55,000 primary source documents. It's our best database for searching within public libraries, providing great collection of full text magazines, ebooks, primary source documents, and an extensive image collection. All right, so these are some of the resources you have access to, but of course there are many more, as we had stated, going through the alphabetical listing here on your database listing at New Jersey State Library. All right, so we're going to log in to the interface, and let me pull up the interface. I've already selected a few of these databases. We're taking a look at EBSCOhost. This is the interface by which you can search all of your databases. I have already selected academic search, MasterFILE, as well as business source. I've also included your ebook collection from EBSCO. Okay, on the search page, you can choose additional databases. If you click the Choose Databases link, waiting for it to load. And while we wait for that to load, let me increase the size of this page. And maybe it doesn't want to load. Yep. You know, sometimes when I accessing your databases from the back end, it times out pretty quickly. So let me go ahead and select again a few of these resources. And we'll click go, and that will bring us back to the page. All right, so we are now looking at the interface. Okay, so this is EBSCOhost, by which you can search all of those databases that you have access to. As I'd mentioned, we are currently searching Academic Search Premier, in addition to Business Source, your ebook collection, and MasterFILE. You can choose additional databases by clicking the Choose Databases link right above the search box. Okay, so why are we utilizing this interface versus just going on the internet? Of course, as librarians, you know that we want to encourage our patrons to utilize these interfaces to conduct searches because it is content that has been procured by your public librarians and academic institutions. It contains vetted, peer-reviewed content from reputable publishers. Users will have the ability to refine their search to identify relevant sources of information. And it also provides the ability to save and print an email, as well as cite their full text research. And of course, users will never be bombarded with advertising or inappropriate content when conducting research through these interfaces like EBSCOhost. Okay, so let's talk about a few of the important features on this landing page. If you are not familiar with the landing page, there are a number of resources here in the upper left. New search will bring you back to this landing page. So as you conduct a search and go deeper into the site with your search results, to clear that, just click new search to bring you back to this page here. Okay, we do have the subjects. If you want to take a look at the subjects per database, you can select the subjects to access that authority file and scroll through. You also can access publications by database that are available, and you can conduct a search for publications within these databases, either alphabetically or by subject and description, or you can match words. Okay, we're currently looking at Academic Search Premier. If you wanted to look at MasterFILE Complete, you can conduct searches. Let's see if we've got searches here. And some of the key resources you'll find, some of the well-known titles like Time are on MasterFILE. I just conducted a search using that search box and clicking Browse, or you can conduct a search alphabetically here. All right, so that's your publications. All right, you can also conduct an image search with the image collection. And depending on the database you've selected, since we have chosen business source, we also have an opportunity to conduct searches via company profiles. Okay, so those are some of the information or resources that are available in the search tool at the top of your page. Okay, let me go back to new search, to bring me back to the landing page. Okay, so let us conduct a search. This is going to bring us to the basic search. So we're currently on basic search, entering a keyword to find any title, article, ebooks, journals, and conducting the search. You do have a few search options here on this basic search that you can employ prior to executing your search. Letting you know right now there are some presets. So currently the search mode is find all my search terms, which is ending your search for the phrase or terms you enter in the keyword search box. You can find any your search, which will expand your search results. You can also employ Boolean phrase. It's a proximity search, and it will find that phrase within, I believe, proximity of near 5 words. And then there's also smart text searching, which allows you to copy and paste large chunks of text in the search box that will then use some technology to narrow or summarize that large text to find the most relevant terms within that large text and then execute the search. So you have some search mode options here. It's automatically applying related words, which applies synonyms and plurals, applying equivalent subjects for terms that may not be commonly used vernacular. So for instance, if you were searching Tylenol, it would also conduct a search for acetaminophen. We also have options here to limit to full text and peer-reviewed content prior to conducting or executing your search. You can employ published dates. So if you're looking for something more recently published, you can enter the month or the year. You also have options to search for a particular publication, pull up results with images. And there are also special limiters based on the database that you've selected. So we have selected 4 actually: Academic Search Premier, Business Source Elite, eBook Collection, and MasterFILE. And so some special limiters are available here. You can search by author or ISBN for the eBook collection, for instance. So that does give you opportunities to create a more refined search prior to executing. I'm going to just enter a search term, climate change, and notice as I start typing, suggestions are made. This helps anyone who may not be familiar with a particular topic or maybe struggling or with spelling. Maybe English is not the primary language. So this helps everyone get to their search results that much quicker. So I'm going to select climate change was my topic, and I note here that I see climate change or global warming. So maybe I'll select that. That will automatically, and once again, timed me out. Let me go ahead and do this one more time. I'm not sure why I'm timing out so quickly today. Usually it doesn't time out as quickly. Just not having luck today. So let me go ahead, and maybe I should stop talking so much and execute my search. All right, so let's go ahead. Climate change and global warming. It's going to automatically execute that search when I select it from the suggestions, and it's going to bring me to my search results. Okay, so there's a lot going on here. This is a very powerful interface. We can see for my search terms that over 400,000 search results are presented, representing 30 results per page at a time. Okay, so this may be a lot more than I can manage. So in addition to providing search results on the main section of the page, as we scroll down, we can now take a look at the ability to refine our results to maybe bring that total count of search results down to more relevant search results. Notice here under the Refine Results column on the left, there is the current search. All of the limiters and expanders, search terms, search modes that are pre-selected are listed here. So we're finding all of my search terms. So it's ending global change or global warming. And we've employed those 2 expanders, applying related words and equivalent subjects. I have the ability now to limit. Maybe I do want to limit to full text or references available or peer-reviewed. Let me go ahead and limit to full text. It's going to automatically update my search results. And that brings me down to only 137,000. And that's just by limiting to full text. Now we can take a look at the publication date section over here, this limiter. We have a from field and a to field, and the from and to fields are dates that represent the earliest and the latest pub date within our search results set. So the earliest pub date for this topic, climate change or global warming, is from 1901. The latest is this year. Maybe I'm interested in more recent publications or resources published at a more recent date. I can either change the date in the from field or move the publication date slider up to something more recent. Maybe I'm interested in only resources published within the last 20 years. And now my search results are updated. Okay. Additional ways to refine my search results are to limit by source types. Maybe I'm only interested in magazines or academic journals. Notice to the right of each source type, the hit count is displayed. So within my search results set of over 127,000 search results, 49,000 of them come from magazines, 46,000 come from journals, news, trade publications, reviews. I can click show more to see all source types represented in my search results, and the hit count is represented here as well. Okay, and I can select multiple. So if I'm interested in ebooks, academic journals, and magazines, I'll throw in news as well. And I'll go ahead and click update. And now we are looking at just 108,000. So we've gone from 400 to 108. We're getting it down to something a little bit more manageable. And notice here, now my current search box has expanded to all of those limiters and expanders that I have employed. Okay, so I've limited by these source types. I have used the publication date limiter as well as the full text limiter. If I want to undo any of those selections, I can just click the X next to each, and it will automatically update my search results. Okay. So any questions before we move on to some of these search results? Or actually, I'm going to move on to showing more limiters. There are clusters here over on the left. Let me quickly check the chat to see if we have any questions entered. For anyone who has just joined, thanks for joining. We are recording this session on your EBSCO resources. If you have any questions, feel free to utilize the chat feature located in the Zoom toolbar. I will be checking the chat occasionally to address any questions or comments entered. And you can also feel free to unmute yourselves if you would like. All right, so let's continue on with the left side of our screen. There are additional options here to refine our results. We can refine by subject, thesaurus terms, climate change, global warming, climatology, environmental policy. If we were looking specifically for these subjects, greenhouse gas mitigation, environmental protection, we can reduce our search results. We can also limit by subject, publication, publisher, company, even language, and on down the line, geography, NAICS, industry, category. These are the BISAC categories that you may find in your local book stores where topics are organized by category. That is represented mostly because we have selected the ebook collection. And you also can narrow by database. So if you're looking specifically for resources from one of our databases, Academic Search, MasterFILE, Business Source, and the ebook collection. Okay, so these are all of the ways in which we can limit or refine our results. Okay, let's go over to the main section. So we're looking at 108,000 search results, sorted by default by relevance. We can choose to sort our search results by date newest or date oldest, but relevance is the default. Okay, we have options for adjusting our page view here, and we have options to share our search results. We can use the persistent link to the search results by copying and pasting the link in this box here. We can create an email alert to be alerted when new search results based on our search terms become available by clicking email alert. We can also add our search results to a folder. Clicking this will add the search results to a temporary session folder. We're going to talk more about the differences between a temporary session folder and a long-term personal folder or personal account, my EBSCO account. But let's move on through our search results. So we're looking at the first one. Let's say I'm going to take a look at one with not just the HTML full text viewing option, but one with a PDF full text as well. But notice here, there's a title for each of the search results, which is a link to the detailed record, which will provide a summary of information regarding this search result. You can see some information here, author information, subjects that are covered, as well as your viewing options, your full text viewing options. If you place your cursor over the magnifying glass icon, it should provide you a link to the abstract. I'm not sure why that's not showing right now. And if you place your cursor over the folder, the blue folder, if you click that, it will add this search result to a temporary session folder. Okay, let's see why for some reason our abstracts are not popping up, but let's go ahead and click the detailed record. I'm going to click the title to view the detailed record for this topic, Rewriting the Climate Apocalypse. And once again, just not having luck with our search today. Let me click again. And that is very unfortunate. But we can get right back. And I'll just enter the topics that I selected and employ some of those search modes. I believe I limited to full text. And we entered 2002. And we selected, I think, our source types. Let me go ahead. Okay, so let's take a look. And this time we'll take a look at this journal article and we'll click and maybe this is working now. There we go. So I just needed to refresh. So placing my cursor over that magnifying glass icon gives me the abstract, which provides all of the bibliographic information, title, author, source information, publication information, subjects, as well as the abstract, which is the summary. Okay, so this gives the user the opportunity to briefly scan through the important information for this search result to see if it is a relevant one. I can access the full text viewing options, either PDF or HTML, and I can add this to a temporary session folder right within this abstract here. Or if I were to click the title, that brings me to what is called the detailed record. We are currently on the detailed record. You can see it's highlighted there on the left. And this provides more information, all of that bibliographic information, the metadata, author's source, subject terms. These are all hyperlinks. If you want to conduct a secondary search based on these subject terms, you can. If you click the author's name, it will conduct a search for additional works by that author. And then the abstract can be reviewed as well as the bibliographic information, okay? And then also, we will provide the HTML text within this detailed record. We can view the HTML text here. within the detailed record, or we can click HTML full text to view. Now, there are differences between HTML full text as well as PDF full text. And I'm taking a look at a chat top question here. Is this title not held locally? I believe that is what it is mentioning in the result list. Let's take a look here. Yes, not held locally. I'm not exactly sure why that is. I think that is based on maybe we're not employing the catalog in this case, since we are searching through the New Jersey State Library's version and instead of an individual library instance of EBSCOhost. Keep in mind, I am accessing this from the demo site as well. Excuse me. But if we were searching with your EDS, if the catalog was attached, then it would provide the access information for that. Okay, so let's go back to the title here, the detailed record. And I was talking about the differences between HTML full text and PDF full text. Okay, so let's click HTML full text. And this is going to provide the article stripped of formatting as well as any imagery and just provide the text for viewing. And the benefit of that is that it allows you to change the language of the text. Here on the HTML full text version, you can choose to change the language by selecting one of these languages from the drop-down, and it will automatically translate that text. Also, as we scroll down to the actual article, because it's HTML, we do have HTML text to speech to have the text read aloud. And you can click the play button right on the listen tool right above the text, and it will play that text or read that text aloud. Great for anyone needing the text read aloud, whether it's, for a disability or if it's English as a new language, maybe it helps hear some of the text read aloud. So that's a great option. So that is the benefit of HTML. There is the PDF full text option. If I were to click that viewing option, this is going to be presented in the format in which the article was published, equipped or complete with the formatting and any imagery. This is a journal, so if we scroll through page by page, we can see that all imagery is preserved, formatting is preserved. Okay, and so that's your PDF. The PDF comes with its own benefits. We can actually dive deeper into additional works published within this journal. The journal information, the source information is provided over on the left. This article comes from the Civil Engineering and Environmental Systems journal, published in 2014. We can see additional works published within this journal. We are currently on the effects of climate change article, but we can jump around by selecting another article within the journal. Okay, we can also choose another issue from the Civil Engineering and Environmental Systems journal. All right, and we can scroll through the dates, published dates. All right. Another question, is the HTML audio feature available for all language or just English? Just English. So let's go back to the detailed record. HTML full text. I'm pretty sure it is just English, but let me check that. Let me choose a language, and I will choose Portuguese. Click translate. And wait for this to translate. I'm not seeing it. It's saying that it's in progress, but I'm not seeing the timer. Let me go back. I'll try that one more time. Okay, it has translated. And I do not see the opportunity to have the text read aloud. So yes, no, it will only be in English. So if I go back to the original language, then that text to speech option returns. Okay. Okay. I think I covered everything that I wanted on the PDF as well. So we covered all of the options over here. As I was saying, I believe you could choose another issue by date here. So we want to go into a more recent pub date. I'll choose 2021, and you can see here in the lower left corner that we can choose a volume and an issue. Okay, so those are the options for PDF. Okay, so we've covered the options over here for viewing the detailed record, the HTML full text, as well as the PDF full text. Also on the right, we have tools available to us. Okay, we can share this with through our Google Drive. We have a Google Drive integration here. We can add this article to a temporary session folder. We have the opportunity to print and email, save, cite. Citation is a great tool if you need to cite this work. If you click the citation tool, we have 9 different citation formats from which to choose. So if you are a student and your professor has required that you cite works using MLA, you have the opportunity to highlight the citation right within the citation tool. Okay, we also have the ability to create notes while we are conducting research. You can add a note, click save, and you can access that note right within the work. If you want to store your notes long-term, you will have to create an account, and you'll see this sign in to store your notes. Everything you do prior to signing in is only temporary for the session that you're in. So if we were to close this browser, time out, unfortunately, log out, then any notes I take, any items that I move to a temporary session folder would be removed, or would disappear rather. Okay. We do have the opportunity to print an email and save as well, export, access the permalink. We have the listen tool and the translate tool for HTML viewing options, all under our tools. Okay. Any questions regarding the tools that I covered? Okay. Let me go back to the result list. I'm clicking the result list, and we're back to our search results. Okay, we do have some folder items. So notice the folder is no longer blue, it is now yellow. I've added it to a temporary session folder. If I wanted to add a few more, I can just select. And notice that our folder is growing over here on the right-hand side of our screen. Okay, we can go to the folder view to see our works, but before I do that, what I would like to do is, actually, I'm for some reason not seeing my ebook. So let me conduct a new search and find some sources with ebooks. I do want to show you a few ebook options here. So let's see. So I'm going to actually limit my search results to ebooks alone. I'll click update, and now I'm looking at just the 106 ebooks based on the climate change search. Okay, there is another viewing option, full text viewing option, specifically for ebooks. So we covered PDF. We also covered HTML, and notice that there is also another option when available, which is EPUB. Okay, now EPUB is a great tool, especially for mobile devices, because it is dynamically designed. It's responsive to the size of your screen. It's meant for mobile devices. Okay, also you'll notice for ebook search results, you will have additional features within your search results set. you can access the table of contents right within the search result, as well as the most relevant pages from the ebook. So clicking the table of contents, now you are exposing the table of contents for the ebook and the most relevant pages from the book. What is happening here is that it's taking your search term, climate change, and producing the 3 top pages where that search term appears most within the ebook. So if you're conducting research for a particular topic utilizing an ebook, this may be very helpful because it's going to pull up the most relevant pages based on that search term. Okay, but I did want to talk to you about the EPUB full text. And if we click that, that is going to load the EPUB version. Okay, so this is a version really meant for mobile devices. It's dynamically designed. It has responsive text, a responsive text feature. So as you scroll through the ebook, you'll notice, actually, let me get to a page where there are we're at actual content. Okay, so now we're at one page of content. Notice that as we scroll through, there are, actually, let me reduce the size of this so that I can demonstrate the differences with EPUB that you'll find. As I reduce my screen to simulate what it would look like on a tablet, notice how the text will automatically repaginate, as well as the tools will condense. So the tools at the top, the Google Drive, print, email, save options, as well as the table of contents on the left will condense. So let me just reduce this to simulate what it may look like on a phone. Okay, so tools are now condensed into the gear icon, table of contents, and the bulleted icon, and you'll notice that the text has automatically repaginated. So that's the benefit of the EPUB version. Notice here that our table of contents is a little bit more dynamic over on the left. We're viewing the table of contents. We can see all of the chapters. Next to each, there is a download icon, which allows you to download a chapter of content at a time. You do have opportunities to print, email, and save pages from the ebook. If we were to click the Save Pages option, notice that we have the number of pages available to save. There is a page limitation based on the publisher permissions that is allowing the user to print, save, and email up to 100 pages a day per user per session. So if we were to save some of these, and I'll go ahead and save maybe 10 pages. So the current page plus the next 9 pages, I'll click Save PDF, and that will download right to my desktop. It just downloaded in the lower left corner. And now I can view these 10 pages from this ebook for offline viewing. So it's been downloaded. So this is one way for you to export pages or chapters of text at a time from your ebook. Now, I've already saved 10 pages. If I wanted to email, now the publisher permissions has been reduced to 90 because I've already used up 10 for my session as a user. Okay, so now I have up to 90 pages that I can email or print. Okay, so those publisher permissions will automatically update based on the actions I take. Let me go back to the result list. I'm going to click the title for this first book and show you where those publisher permissions actually appear for each search result. So we are taking a look at the detailed record. And as I scroll down, you can take a look at the publisher permissions for every ebook. So this publisher permission is telling the user that they can save, email, or print up to 100 pages at a time. It does provide unlimited copy and paste, however. Okay, so these are publisher permissions set by the publisher that are carried through on the detailed record. And when the user actually views the text, those publisher permissions are carried through on the tools at the top. Okay, any questions regarding EPUB and utilizing any of these features as it relates to ebooks? Okay. So I've clicked new search. It's cleared my search. Notice though that I do have the opportunity to return to any search that I have executed within my session by going to search history. Right below the search box there, you'll see a link to search history. If I click that, it will bring me to the searches that I've conducted for my session here. So we've got a few searches, climate change. I've done that a few times, climate change and global warming. It also shows you the search options that I've employed, those limiters and expanders in the search modes. And I can view the search results, view the details, or edit my search. Okay. So we have conducted 5 searches here. Notice here on the left, under search terms, there's a little orange box next to each search that I've conducted. Clicking that gives you the opportunity to create an alert based on your search. So the climate change search, you can have the site email you when new search results become available through your EBSCOhost resources, database resources. You can be emailed once a day, once a week, bi-monthly, once a month, regarding articles published within the last year, 6 months, 2 months, or no limit. Okay. In order to create this alert, you must be signed in. You must have a personal account on EBSCO to have that alert sent to you. Okay, so that is just one feature available on your search history. Another feature, let me go back to the new search page. In addition to conducting a basic search, you can go right into the advanced search. If you click advanced search, in addition to providing all of those search options or options to refine your search with special limiters and expanders, you also now have the guided style search boxes. There are 3 available for you to create a more refined search. So you can type your search term up to 3. You can always add an additional search box and employ your field options. Okay, so if you want to search for particular fields, whether that is in text or author or title or subject terms, you can employ those to conduct your search. Okay. Any questions here? If not, I'll go into signing in to demonstrate. Actually, let me, if I'm not going to be able to sign into your account, let me see if I can sign into mine. I'm actually going to have to sign in through, oh, one question. Are the subject terms the same as CINAHL headings? I'm not sure. I would have to, we haven't utilized CINAHL as a database. Let me see if I can select CINAHL. I don't think CINAHL is one of the options here within your EBSCOhost collection. Let's see. Yeah, CINAHL's not part of the resources within EBSCOhost. So I'm not going to be able to demonstrate that. I can get back to you though. Let me quickly see if I can find CINAHL here. No, it is not available. Okay. But subject terms as CINAHL headings, that is not sure because I don't typically train on CINAHL. We have a medical trainer who covers that database. But we can actually, this is a great way to segue into using our Connect site. So let me go to Connect and see if we can take a look at CINAHL and see if there are frequently asked questions for CINAHL. So I have loaded connect.ebsco.com. And so I've just typed CINAHL and it's going to make a few suggestions. We do have an advanced search tutorial subject heading. So let's take a look using CINAHL subject headings. And what I will do is copy and paste this article to you, and we can take a look at the subject terms. So the subject terms will be specific, I'm pretty sure, for CINAHL. But as it relates to CINAHL headings, I'm not sure. You may be able to find this information, but I've just placed the article in the chat, and hopefully you can find an answer there. If not, utilize our search. We have additional resources. So if I just did CINAHL, I'll just continue on with CINAHL. And it's going to pull up all of the articles related to CINAHL, and I'll add that to our chat as well. So you should be able to find the answers you're looking for regarding that database. Okay, all right, so back to EBSCOhost. I was thinking of, hopefully, I actually have to get out of this incognito mode in order to demonstrate creating an account. Actually, I'm going to have to log out. So let me just say this instead of, because I don't want this to time out on me. We've timed out more than we need to. I'll click sign in. So there is the folder. And because I conducted a new search, for some reason this must have signed out. Let's see, do we have our search history? Yeah, no, it's timed out, or it cleared the search. So let me conduct a quick search again. And add a couple of things to our folder. I'll conduct another search. Cryptocurrency. Add a few things to that folder. Click view folder over on the right. And we have a few resources here. Now, I'll go back to search results. And if I wanted to, I'll click our folder again, save our search results long-term. I would have to sign into my EBSCO or create an EBSCO account. So it does let you know to store these items in a folder for future use, future access. It does give you the opportunity to sign into my EBSCO. Okay, so you can click the sign into my EBSCO right there in the note, or you can click the sign in link at the top. Now I'm actually not going to sign in, but you would need to create an account here. You'll see the opportunity to sign up. If you click sign up, it will ask you to provide some information, first name, last name optional, email address, and create a password. It's just that easy. You will have to check the data retention policy here and click create your account. Okay, the benefits of creating an account, it allows you to sync your folder contents with the mobile app. It allows you to download and access those ebooks on your mobile app or on your device. You can actually create folders to store your research and subfolders to divide it, to organize your research. Okay, So those are the benefits. You'll have to complete the fields and then click create account. And that will allow you to store any of your search results long term. Let me go get out of this because I don't want to create an account. It's going to make me sign in through my computer, my single sign-on for my company, and it's going to be a different experience. So just know long-term storage requires a MyEBSCO account, okay? Saved research is available indefinitely as long as you have an account or New Jersey has an account and you are a patron of New Jersey or an employee of the New Jersey State Library. That folder is indefinite. I believe if it is inactive for 180 consecutive days, then the contents of the folder may be purged. But as long as it is actively accessed within that 180 days and New Jersey State Library has an account or your individual library has an account with EBSCO, then your patrons basically have virtually unlimited access to those results. And that is once again where you can create the search alerts. You can also create journal alerts. So if you were to want to have the latest journal magazine article as it becomes available or journal as it becomes available, you can be notified when the latest issue is available as well. So those are the benefits of creating a MyEBSCO account. Okay, so any other questions before we move on to the support site? I know we just dabbled on the support site when we were conducting that research on Sinhole, but we can dive into it. Let me click home and clear this, and I'll continue to monitor the chat for additional questions. So we are looking at the landing page for EBSCO Connect, which is connect.ebsco.com. And there are several options here. You are now on the landing page. Hello, how can we help? This is where we have access to a search for all things EBSCO. It will tap into the knowledge base and present all articles related to the topic that you enter. You can also access product help by clicking the product help tab here and view product help by EBSCO product. On this page, all of our EBSCO products are listed alphabetically. There goes the Sinhole one. We have all of our major resources here: EBSCOhost, EBSCO admin. If you are an administrator, you can click any of these resources to learn more. It actually will bring you to the knowledge base for that product. Okay, so let me click one here. Let's see if we're interested in learning more about EBSCOhost, the research platform that will bring you to the knowledge base for all articles pertaining to EBSCOhost. We even have some tutorials available on basic and advanced searching on this product help page. Now we also have, we do have a question here in chat. Let me read this loud. Patrons are always asking if we have textbooks for their courses. Are the ebooks database good for that? They're ebooks. I would not call them textbooks, but for research, I believe you may want to review the maybe MasterFILE Complete with access to journals, but actual textbooks, no. The ebooks are actually published books in ebook format. I don't believe you'll find particular academic textbooks per se exclusively in the ebooks collection. Okay, back on Connect, we do have a link to Learning. The Learning tab here will give you a link into our EBSCO Academy, which is our training site for all things EBSCO training related. Here you can watch a video, a recording by collection, so you can browse different collections. If we were to click the Browse Collections link, it will give you tiles of information. So if you want to learn more about EBSCO admin or EBSCO ebooks for that matter, or EBSCO research databases. If you click one of these tiles, it will give you the listing of all recorded trainings and tutorials available on EBSCOhost research databases in this case. Okay, so that's the Learning tab. In addition, you can access our upcoming live sessions. We do have monthly public sessions available for anyone to view, or you can watch a recording. So if you click the live courses, you'll have to select your region, and then it will give you access to all of these sessions upcoming. So you can see here the date, the topic, and the link to register. Okay. Let me go back to the home page. Under tools and resources here, you have access to all of our promotional materials in addition to tools to help you build your own direct URLs for your EBSCO resources, as well as to create a search box on your library's website for your EBSCO resources. So there's a direct URL builder as well as a search box builder. We also have access to all of our promotional materials. So if you would like to promote any of these resources, come to the promotional materials link and you can view all promotional materials by product name or by type of material. Okay, so if you're looking for particular resources, let's say we're interested in promoting Mass Complete. We can take a look at some of the resources there. Mass Complete has a product button available. Actually, let me put in MasterFILE since we were talking about that one today. See if there are any more. Yeah, there are more resources available for MasterFILE. So we've got product buttons, a handout available, as well as a bookmark available. Let's click open that bookmark. And here's a bookmark promoting the MasterFILE database. Okay, so quick access to promotional materials available on EBSCO Connect. Let me go back to the landing page and reacquaint you with how I got to that. I selected tools and resources and promotional tools. Okay, additional resources available here. We can access support. Now you'll need to create a Connect account in order to create a ticket for our support staff. If I were to click that, how do I contact support? It will bring you to the support page where you can either, you can request your account if you don't have one. That will bring you to this page where you complete the information. As long as you're a library administrator, you'll click submit after providing your institution name, your first, last name, and email. And our support staff will create an account and email you your credentials. Okay, if you were to sign in, because I have an account, I'll show you what login looks like on Connect and the additional resources you have available. Oh, actually, I have to log in, not from the incognito page. Let me click sign in. Here, because it's going to pull up my login, which I never remember. Okay, so it stored my password. I'll click submit. I'm logging into EBSCO Connect. And once you log in, you'll have additional resources available to you. I just wanted to point out those two, a few additional resources. So now we're back on the home page. Notice there are additional tabs here. I can access groups. There are community groups. That's also listed down here where you can join the discussion for the different community groups within EBSCO. And this is where you can create a case or ticket for support. But let me go ahead and click community groups. And there is a community group for the discovery service and usage consolidation. Members are listed here. The moderator is listed, and to access those groups, you'll click the group and there goes your feed. Okay, so these are some great resources for EBSCO subscribers, groups. The last resource that I'll cover before we end today's session is on the Learning tab. In addition, once you have a login, you can actually browse e-learning paths, which are deeper dives to our training tutorials. If you're interested in learning a lot more, let's say about EBSCOhost, I'll click EBSCOhost Research Databases, and it's going to load the e-learning path, which is a series of videos that goes in depth with major topics for a particular resource. So we can see here, I've actually viewed the first video on EBSCOhost. There are 2 courses, searching and working with search results, as well as additional resources, okay? You can click register to access the e-learning path. And once you complete the path, you will have access to achievements. So this particular e-learning path is almost 8 hours long. It is a deep dive into content. Let's go back to the e-learning paths. Let's actually access my dashboard. I'm going to click my profile. This is where you can update your information. Actually, let me go back to learning. I wanted to access my dashboard. And see what I have completed. There we go. If I click the eBooks completed course, it will list all of those resources that I have completed. For some reason, I'm not viewing my achievements. There should be a link here to viewing my achievements. Maybe there is an update going on with this site, but it does produce a credential for me to print off. But we are at time. We're actually over time. Let me see if we have any final questions before we end today's session. If anyone would like to unmute themselves and ask any last-minute questions. Thank you, Julie. Thank you for all of your time and attention. I hope you've learned a few things today. And the recording will be made available at the Jersey site. I'll be sending the recording out for on-demand viewing at a later date. Thanks all of you. Thanks Gina and Courtney, Laura. Have a great rest of your week. Happy Wednesday. And make the best of these resources. Thanks again for your time and attention. Bye-bye, everybody.